The last 3 years have been absolutely phenomenal for me. Ever since I first started making YouTube videos and doing live Google Hangouts and what have you, it's been an amazing ride. I've really enjoyed it, and I'm very thankful that I did it. That 3 years ago I started doing this, and for those of you out there who would never start a YouTube channel or have no interest in doing it, that's fair enough. I wouldn't try to talk you into it because a lot of negative consequences come with it as well. But for me personally, the benefits have outweighed the negatives, several times to one. And lately I've been reflecting on all of this because coming up very, very shortly, I'll be taking a bit of a break from YouTube, 3 months minimum, but probably much longer than that. And so today, and maybe for the next couple of days, I'm going to be reflecting on some of the turning points for me in this whole experience, if you like. And today we're talking about missiles and the fakery of missiles and what I call the war hoax. And basically what happened was on May 11 of this year, so we're going back more than 3 months now, I uploaded a video where I compared what happens in George Orwell's 1984 to what is going on today. And basically what's going on today is that the vast majority of the population, including many so-called truth seekers, have been programmed by countless television shows and movies to believe that there are things that are going on in their military. There's these technologies that are possessed, and they believe it completely. They never question their telescreens. And when someone comes along and says, when the telescreen tells us that this can happen, do we actually have any evidence that that can happen? Is that even logical? Is that even physically possible that something could behave like that through the air? Most people, because they've never questioned it and because they feel so smart and so proud of what they know because they've seen so many movies, they respond the way that I guess you would expect once you understand more about how humans work. And that was what happened for me with this video. Now, I look back and I think 17 minutes, that's a little bit too long from a technical or production standpoint. I really should have tried to keep that to 10 minutes or less. However, the content of the video still holds up all these months later. Not a single person has, so far as I can tell, even seriously tried to refute what I had to say in that video. And what I said was very simple. I'll put a link in the info box of this video if you want to go and check it out for yourself. But I'm saying now today that this is a turning point because when I first realized that there were people who could apparently they could see that the TV was lying about school children being killed or people being blown up in a marathon bombing. When I saw that they could see that, or they said that they could see that, but then they would refuse, well, I thought they were refusing, I was wrong, but it seemed like they were refusing to entertain the notion that the lies were more than just that on the telescreen. Now I see they're not refusing. It actually might be that they're incapable. It might be that some people, even though it seems like they're capable of questioning the telescreen, they're not really. That's what I can see now. And I guess back then in May, I had more hope. I had more hope that this topic that I'd been looking into for well over a year. It's been maybe closer to 2 years since I first borrowed books from the Queensland State Library about World War II and the technology of World War II, and I started looking at this stuff and thinking, hold on, did people really believe this? And so I'd been sitting on this for a while, but finally I released it, and I guess I didn't expect an amazing response, but I would have thought more people would think to themselves, you know what, even if JLB is wrong, I want to go and prove it is wrong. This is a topic worthy of discussing. None of us have actually seen a missile in flight, so I think JLB is wrong. Let me go and prove him wrong. Let me show you why I think he's wrong. But that isn't what happened at all. And I guess it takes a number of these kinds of steps as an individual who has a certain idealism, a certain belief in or hope for the people he's surrounded by. And in this case on YouTube, I'm surrounded by YouTubers. I'm surrounded by people who leave comments or make videos of these kinds of things. For me, for someone like me, it takes several steps of being basically disappointed, thinking to myself, hold on, really no one's capable of just countenancing this very simple point that there's a part of the video, let me see if I can fast forward to it. I even use MS Paint. To explain this very basic concept that I'm trying to convey. And we all know the experience when you're trying to explain something simple to someone who refuses to listen, or maybe is a child or is for whatever reason, they can't actually see the point that you're making. Even when you show them, they can't see. We all know that experience. That's the experience that I had with this video, and I spoke to several people behind the scenes after I released the video, and even people I respect were coming to me and saying, "Oh, what? So are you saying that rockets don't exist and blah?" And it's like, I didn't say anything like that in the video. In fact, I made it very clear, including with MS Paint diagrams. I made it very clear what I'm saying here. I'm not saying that all missiles are fake. I'm not saying that all rockets are fake. I'm definitely not saying all rockets are fake. What I'm challenging is this idea that one of these wingless missiles flying horizontally can generate lift. That's really all I'm asking here. If it does not have wings in a conventional sense, how does a missile flying horizontal get lift? And some of the responses people came back to me with, it's like, hold on, do you not know what horizontal means? Like, what am I talking to a fucking retard here? Horizontal, okay? So it's not generating lift from the thrust at the back because it's horizontal. And then people would say to me, oh, but they get thrusters at the back. And I'm like, great, that's another thing that I brought up. Have we got any video footage of these directional thrusters working? Because if they work in the air, then in theory, they would also work on the ground. So, I mean, have we got any footage of that? Because I was never saying that these things do not exist. What I was saying was, I haven't seen evidence. So there's bound to be some evidence out there, surely. Show me the evidence. This will be great. Let's work together. You know, we've got this collaborative tool, the internet, YouTube. Let's work together. Let's find the evidence. And then if we can't find the evidence, what does that tell us? So for me, I'm not sure I could have made things any simpler. I could have made the video shorter again because of people's attention spans, but the actual questions I was asking were very simple. And in fact, that I think was what led to the turning point. It's like, hold on, this could not be any more simple a question. And okay, 44 thumbs up. So some people got what I was trying to do, and some of the comments are fantastic, don't get me wrong, but the great bulk of people who saw this and who've brought it up with me, they don't get it. They don't get these simple questions that I'm asking. And then I think, well, hold on, there's more of them than there is of me. Maybe this question is simple to me because of the kinds of questions that I like to ask. If you're someone who only challenges what your favorite YouTubers tell you to challenge, like the Boston bombings or these other baby hoaxes, then when someone presents something that you have never challenged before, like military technology, that's not simple to you. This is a monumental thing that you cannot entertain. It's like, what? Oh, they can lie about school children getting killed, but lying about missiles, they couldn't get away with that. It's not simple at all. And so you see, it's a turning point in the sense that it helped me to see there is a big difference between myself and a small group of other people and the vast bulk of people who are using YouTube. Doesn't mean that one group is superior to the other. Doesn't mean that one group is better than the other or anything like that. But I think it's very important for us, certainly for someone like me who can be a bit idealistic at times, to understand and appreciate there is a difference between the kinds of people who are consuming this kind of content on YouTube. There is a difference, and it is a significant difference. And that's just when it comes to the missiles. Bear in mind, of course, that the official story is that Wernher von Braun, the guy behind the NASA moon landings, he worked on the V2 rockets in World War II. So if you question NASA, shouldn't you be questioning the V2 rockets? And once you start questioning those, it'll lead you down a very logical path. That's what happened to me a couple of years ago. But the people challenging NASA on YouTube, they're not here to question the military technology. In fact, some of the people questioning NASA are actually pushing the notion that the military has these magical weapons. I see. Interesting. So you see, that's what I'm saying. It was a big turning point for me. And then you look at war in general and what we're told about war. A magician can tell you that anything is in a box, and part of his job is to get you to trust that what he is presenting is as it seems. That is a magic trick. A lot of people are very easily fooled by magic. They want to be fooled by magic. They don't realize that magic doesn't just happen at a magician's theater. Magic is what TV is. The magic of Hollywood, the magic of the movies. There's magic being performed every day, and people are watching TV every day. And until you get away from TV for an extended period, really get away from it. I'm talking get away from it, not, I just watch a few TV shows. No, I mean really get away from it. Until you do that, I think you'll be under a spell. And when people like myself come along and ask very simple questions, through no fault of your own, through no failing of your own, just through the fact of the matter, the man under the spell cannot see what's right in front of him. He doesn't understand what's right in front of him. That's what I think is going on. So I wanted to share that story with you guys. I'll leave a link to that particular video in the info box below for those of you who missed it at the time. And as for myself, I will be leaving behind YouTube in a couple of days, but I've had a fantastic run and I'm very thankful for the experience that I've had. I can't stress that enough. For those of you who are interested in this idea of war fakery and what have you, with a free membership on my website, for a membership that costs absolutely nothing, you can check out my War Hoax Part 1 introduction. So if you're interested, go and sign up for one of these free memberships. It costs you nothing. You can do it completely anonymously. It's easy. But these videos are not hosted on YouTube. That was around about the time when I started saying, you know what, time to put more content on the website. But that is it from me on the 31st of August 2017, Turning Point Part 1, Missile Fakery and the War Hoax. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Like I said, links in the info box below. But until next time, you guys take care of yourselves.